Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby, and today I'm going to be doing my August TBR. In the month of August, I have so many exciting reading plans, and in this video, I'm also going to be announcing the booktube picks for the month of September and October. But before we do jump into today's video, I want to say a huge thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. And if for some reason you still don't know what Book of the Month is, then sit back and let me tell you. Because Book of the Month is a super popular and fast-growing online book service for readers. Their mission is to promote new and emerging authors and help readers discover the books that they love. Pretty fantastic, you know, because their team vets all of the new releases that come out every single month, and they pick a few that they think their audience would be the most interested in reading. Typically, they only have 5 selections. Now they have 5 to 7 selections every month. The more the merrier. And Book of the Month is completely risk-free, so you can skip any month with no penalty. You will not be charged, but I guarantee that you're not going to want to skip, because almost all of the times, every month, there are some of my most anticipated books of the year as selections. And the exciting news is that when you use my code gabbyreads, you can get your first book for just $9.99. What a freaking steal! My choices for this month include Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter, which is a new thriller by Karen Slaughter. Like, what the heck? Seeing Karen Slaughter as a Book of the Month pick just filled my heart with so much joy. I also ended up picking The Devil Takes You Home because this is a horror novel. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it before. Book of the Month is diving into horror. I love to see it. Oh my god, so excited. They also have Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney as a selection this month, which is one of my favorite books of the year, so very excited about that. Also, if you haven't heard yet, Book of the Month recently just launched their podcast called Virtual Book Tour, and it's where 2 members of the Book of the Month editorial team interview authors about their books, and so you get inside the head of these authors. You get to learn more about their writing experience, and it's recorded live in front of a studio audience at Book of the Month headquarters in New York City. You can listen to the podcast now on Apple or Spotify. So yeah, don't forget to use my code gabbyreads to get your first book for just $9.99, and thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. And now, let's get into the rest of the TBR. First, let's talk about the book club. If you haven't heard yet, for the month of August, we are going to be reading Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier, which I'm so excited to finally read this book. I feel like I've had this book sitting on my shelves for months now, and I've just been itching to pick it up, so I'm so excited for the month of August. We're finally going to be reading it together, and that my friend Elizabeth over from Reading Riley is going to be the co-host with me for the month of August. We're going to be discussing this book most likely towards the end of August or early September, but yeah, very excited to finally be reading this one. Also, if you missed my announcement, my House Across the Lake live show for July is still going to be happening. I just had to push it back to August 6th because me, my mom, and my sister all tested positive for COVID, so if you're wondering why I look like shit and I sound like shit, that's why. Also, I'm very excited to announce the book for the month of September is going to be The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This is what we're going to be reading together for the book troop in the month of September. I'm so excited for this. This book is honestly a little bit thicker than I was anticipating. It's a little over 400 pages, but this book actually sounds really interesting. You know, we're following these characters who go to Oxford. It's like that typical setup where there's like a group of friends, but one of them ends up dead, and now a decade later, they're trying to figure out like what really happened, I think, in the past. I don't know, it kind of sounds almost like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife or something, and I'm so freaking excited. So we're going to be reading this one in the month of September, and more details to come soon about the live show, but all I'm going to say is that the live show is going to be super, super fun, and there's so many exciting things planned for this live show, so yeah. And then I'm also so excited because in the month of October, this is one that my Patreon voted on. I gave them these 3 selections to choose from here, and I'm so excited to let you know that Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, it won the poll, so that is going to be our book troop pick for the month of October, and I'm so excited that this one ended up winning the poll because this is a book that I've been really, really excited to read. This is another one that leans a little bit more towards the horror side than the thriller side, and it kind of involves this haunted house. I feel like we're really sticking with the house on the cover theme, aren't we, with the book troop? So yeah, very excited to read Just Like Home in October, and I'll also have more details about this live show coming very soon. I'm also excited to let you know that in this month of August, one of my friends, Jess, I'll have her channel linked down below, she invited me to co-host her book club, which is called Sleep When I'm Dead. She let me pick the book for the book club, so I'm very excited because I chose Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter, and I'm excited to finally give this one a go. I've had this book sitting on my shelves for such a long time. I actually got this book at the Strand in New York City, and I got the signed edition, and so I've just had this beautiful copy of this book sitting on my shelves for so long, and I've honestly been wanting to read this before I watched the TV show on Netflix that has, you know, Toni Collette, my freaking queen queen. And so I'm excited to finally get to this, and I could not have timed this more perfectly, to be honest, because Girl Forgotten just came out from Book of the Month. This month, Girl Forgotten, I'm pretty sure it's the sequel to Pieces of Her. It's like the follow-up story, so like this could not have been more perfectly timed that I'm gonna be reading this month. I mean, hopefully this is good. This is one of those, you know, backlist Karen Slaughters that I have not gotten around to yet. So if you would like to join us, the live show is gonna be happening August 25th, and I'll include all of the information that Jessie has posted over on her channel. So yeah, that'll be linked down below. I did have some, you know, reading plans at the start of August because, you know, the whole thing was that COVID really like ruined my plans, you know, because I ended my July reading like a week before the end of July because I wanted to get a head start on my plans, on my reading plans for August. And so I cut off my July reading almost like a week before the end of July, and like thank God I did, you know, because I ended up getting COVID and everything got ruined anyways. But like it really messed with my reading plans because I had this whole reading vlog planned, and then not only because of COVID but also because the reading vlog just wasn't going very well, so some of my plans got scrapped. But I will say The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier was on my August TBR for a certain video, but I did end up reading this month, so I think I'm gonna try to figure out a way to incorporate this into a different vlog. But The Butcher, you know, by Jennifer Hillier, this is a book that I've had on my TBR for such a long time, and especially because since, you know, Jennifer Hillier is the book troop pick for this month, I wanted to make an effort to read at least one more of her backlist before that live show, so I'm so glad that I finally did. I do have quite a bit of manga on my TBR as well this month, like for example, the next 3 books in the Monster series. These are volumes 4, 5, and 6, and I am just obsessed with this Monster manga series. This is like a thriller series. I do talk quite a bit about it in my Summerween vlogs and in my July wrap-up, so if you want to know more about what this series is about, I recommend checking out those videos. But this manga series is just so freaking good, and it's making me want to read more and more manga. I also finally was able to get the first volume of Spy Family, and I'm so excited because this one has like all of the hype right now. I just see everyone is reading this, and I'm just so excited to give it a go. Something that I'm really excited about in the month of August that I do have a concrete plans for this to happen is that I want to do a 48-hour weekend reading vlog, but I want to read as many horror novellas as I can in those 48 hours, which is perfect because I've gotten my hands on so many horror novellas recently. And a huge shout out and thank you to all of the lovely subscribers and humans who have sent me these books over the last like week and a half. Like all of a sudden, because you know, I had all of these on my Amazon wish list, and then all of a sudden all of them came in so fast. Like I was literally planning on getting all of these books myself, and so literally thank you so much to everybody who's been sending me books off my Amazon wish list. Like you're a freaking lifesaver. And so naturally I'm going to be reading all of these within one weekend, hopefully. Like that's the plan. So some of the books that I want to read for this like horror novella reading vlog include Petrified Women, which is one that I've been so excited about for such a long time, and I'm obsessed with how small this book is. Like I just think it's insanely adorable. And then I also recently got Cirque Berserk, which this one is a little bit longer than the others. It's about 170 pages, but this is another one that I'm hoping to get to. This one's kind of like a slasher from what I've heard. Summer of 1989, like, okay, let's go. And then I also have Dear Laura. This one is another little baby one. It's just over 100 pages. And this one, again, I don't really know what any of these are about too much. I don't want to know too much because it's a novella. And then I have Crossroads by Laurel Hightower. This is one that I've been seeing so much around lately, like Ashley from Ashley's Little Library, Kayla from Books and Lala just read it. It's one that I've had my eye on for a really long time, and from what I've heard, it's similar to Pet Sematary, or that it has Pet Sematary vibes, so naturally I'm so excited. And then from that same author, I found this one called Below, which I think this one involves like vampires or something like that. This one's also only 106 pages, like it's a little baby horror novella. And then lastly, I have the book True Crime, and from what I understand, this one's more of a thriller, I think, but it's about these 2 siblings who leave their abusive mother and they start this cross-country murder spree beginning with their mom. It sounds very like Bonnie and Clyde, except for the fact that they're brother and sister, and it just sounds like it's gonna be intense. I've heard good things. My friend Mikay really loves this one. And this one's also just a little over 100 pages. It's like 140 pages, so I feel like this would be totally doable. So the plan for now is to read all 6 of these horror novellas in one like cute weekend reading vlog, so hopefully that's something that you're excited to see because I'm so freaking hyped. Like I love horror novellas, and I really want to test my theory that I think horror novellas are my favorite novella genre, if that makes sense, because I do think horror is the one genre that really thrives in the short story format. So I'm really excited for these. And then other than that reading vlog, I don't have any concrete reading plans for this month because, as I said, you know, COVID kind of just derailed the first plan that I had for the month. But I do think for this month, I'm gonna try to do another like reading horror and thriller books kind of video, like kind of reading vlog. I just don't know which books I'm gonna include yet. But some books that I've been hearing about that I'm really excited and that I would love to check out is this one called Mary. This is like a horror novel that I just got the audiobook checked out for, so this one is more likely gonna happen this month. And this one, I literally don't really know anything about it, and to be honest, I don't want to know too much about it before reading it. I've just heard that it's wild and crazy, and I think it follows this lady named Mary, I would assume. There's also this horror novel called Patricia Wants to Cuddle that I've been hearing about recently that just sounds so intriguing. All I know is that it involves like a dating contestant reality show kind of situation that goes horribly wrong, and I think there's something like a Bigfoot creature or something. I don't know, I have no idea. Just based on the general premise from this book, it sounds like something that's going to be absolutely wild, and I feel like I need to read it. And then just some other books that I'm hoping to get to this month include The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This is a romance book from Book of the Month last month that I'm still hoping to read because it sounds like it'll be really cute. So cool too, because I didn't realize that she is going to be his bodyguard. I don't know why I just assumed that he was going to be the bodyguard, but no, she's the bodyguard. So it sounds like it's going to be interesting. I just got the audiobook for this checked out from my library, so I think I'm going to be listening to this one soon. And then same goes for Blood Sugar. This is another book that was recently sent to me off my Amazon wish list, so thank you so much, Jill. And I did just get the audiobook checked out from my library for Blood Sugar, so I'm also planning to read this one this month. And this is a thriller, and we're following this girl who's like a female serial killer, from what I understand. It just says she's accused of 4 murders, she's only guilty of 3. So like, I don't know, I'm intrigued. Sign me up. I love this cover. I think it's so beautiful. Alright, so those are all of the books that I'm planning to read in the month of August. I mean, as I said, I do have some concrete reading plans, like my horror novella vlog is definitely happening, and then I also hope to do another like thriller horror reading vlog at some point this month. You'll have to let me know, what are you planning on reading in the month of August? Let me know if you're planning on participating in the book troop read this month. I'm very excited for this book. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be amazing. And yeah, once again, don't forget the book troop live show for July for the new Riley Sager book got pushed to August 6th. So I'll be seeing you in a few days. I'll have it linked down below if you want to save the link. And thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.